Tom is the one that I really kind of get emotional about, and that's because we were really close. I mean, my family went down to see his family in Ocala. We hung out a lot together. When he fought, he never made the kind of money where we could afford to bring corners and things like that. And so, in order to save money, he would say, "Nah, you just corner me," because I was getting to go anyway. So I did a lot of his fights. It were just the two of us, and you get real close when it's that. And the thing that the story I remember most about him was we were fighting in Amsterdam, and I believe he was fighting Schreiber. Remember Schreiber? That was the
Oh
old
yeah.
time. I mean, and he was tough, and he beat Tommy badly. I mean, he had cuts everywhere, bleeding everywhere. They finally stopped it, and rarely in Amsterdam do they stop it just for things like blood or broken bones. They just let it keep going. And so he was the last fight. We're back in the locker room. He goes, "Monty," he goes, "I'm going to need a doctor." And I go right back. So I run out. They're all gone. There were like six of them, but he was the last fight. They all bolted. I come back and I go, "Tommy, there's no doctor, dude." And he hands me his a suture kit because he was an EMT, and he hands it to me, and I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, dude! I can't even touch a needle. I'm petrified of needles. I couldn't. It's just there's no chance, dude." And he goes, "All right, I got you." And he flips open his locker, and there's a mirror, and he just starts sewing himself up. And I'm like, you're like Rambo. I mean, this is the most amazing thing. He probably needed 20 stitches on the one eye and another on the side of his face. And he said the only thing that is tough is in the mirror, it's backwards. It's not like normal,
Mhm.
where he's doing it, but he's going through this, stitching himself up. And I'm just amazed. And of course, Tommy had Tourette's
Yep.
and stuff. But when he concentrated, like when he was an EMT, he was fine. He could put in IVs, he could do everything.
And
When
fights
he,
too, him overcoming Tourette's is actually a great part of his story to function in fighting and all that
yeah,
stuff because people made fun of it, but he had a pretty hard case, of it.
it
It
was
would pop
bad.
up every once in a while. Yeah.
It was, and it's whenever he got comfortable. If he relaxed, it went off the chart. He had to, if he concentrated, it was okay. So like before a fight, he's whoop whoop whoop, jump all over the place. And the fight came and it was focus.
Mhm.
And one of his early fights for me, he beat Jeff Munson. I mean, he's a quality fighter. And he beat not Alec, he beat the older Overing too out in
Valentine.
Hawaii, knocked him out. He was capable of a lot of things, and he always made people aware of his disability. He would say, he goes, "I'm an equal opportunity offender." He goes, "I don't know what I'm going to say. I can't control what I'm going to say." And a lot of times they're very offensive words. And what's the deal with Tourette? Sometimes you say things you wouldn't normally say. It's like the subconscious. If you would never say this word, that's one of the words you'll say.
Mhm.
So he did a lot of racial things, but that wasn't him at all. And
Yeah.
and but that was why he did it. He called my wife some choice words and stuff.
I
And,
remember to the point of where I remember he fought Maurice Smith, or he fought on a card with Maurice Smith there.
yeah,
And when he saw Maurice, it triggered his Tourette's. And he actually, he was aware enough. He actually, Tommy's so funny too. He stuffed a pair of shorts in his mouth so that he couldn't talk.
when a funny thing with him, when I first met him, uh, I was doing a show in Hayward, Wisconsin with Brad Kohler. And Brad was in Minneapolis, and he was getting guys that were flying in, opponents, and then putting them in a car and sending them to Hayward. And he picked these three guys up. And one was Randolph, who ended up fighting. No, one I can't think of the guy's name. He was like 380 pounds, but no muscle at all. He was just a big guy. The other one was from West Virginia, and he was older than everybody else. And then we had Tom. And so I called Kohler and I said, hey, did you send those guys? He goes, oh yeah, 3 winners headed your way. He goes, one is like 95% body fat. He goes, the other one's old enough to be my grandpa. He goes, and the third one's clucking like a chicken. coming your way. And the older guy, I can't believe I just talked to him. He is now the athletic commissioner for West Virginia.
Oh, terrific.
Kind of an odd deal.